When adding large pieces of fabric to a legit kit block, be really careful. You want to make sure you cut the fabric large enough, but you don't want to cut it too large because you're going to short yourself your fabric. So just be careful with that. I'm cutting AA, which is this big piece here, and you can see on my fabric it's already been chopped off once. So I'm going to try to utilize that angle, and if I drop this pattern piece down on top, so you can see this line between 1 and 2 is about a ½ inch away from the edge of the fabric. This edge of my pattern piece is pretty snug up against that angle. I could maybe come a little bit more, but we don't want to short ourselves either because there's nothing worse than having to recut a piece of fabric. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold on the line between 1 and 3 here because that's as far as I have to go. I always give myself about a ½ inch, and I cut with my rotary cutter without a straight edge. If you do it enough, you're going to get some practice with it. But you can see that's nice and generous. So there's that one. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut my number 2 fabric, which is MY, which I have right here next to me. And that one is going to be a little harder to cut. Remember, you can cut from the back of your template if you can see it, because this fabric, these konas or confettis are the same on both sides. But it doesn't look like I can do too much with this, so I'm going to go ahead and line up that along this line here, along the edge of the fabric. I'm going to come over here, come down this way, and now I have a piece that's plenty big. And then when I go to add these pieces to my pattern piece, this is how they ended up getting cut. Remember, we're going to put some Scotch repositionable glue behind bubble number 1. So I'm just going to put a swipe or 2 there. I'm going to center that on my piece of fabric. I'm going to fold back on the line between bubble 1 and bubble 2. I'm going to use my add a quarter ruler. I should get out my long one, but this will work. And then this is going to get repositioned with this larger piece. I'm going to look at the back of the paper. I'm going to turn this over so I'm on the back of the fabric. That just means all the angles will be what I need. And I'm going to lay this down right on top, aligning the raw edges. And I can always do a little check. I can put my folder on the edge of this paper because I know the new piece has to go at least that far. I can fold everything back. Is there adequate or ample fabric beyond that? Yes. And then I can go ahead and do the same on the edge of the piece of the pattern piece here and make sure I have new fabric that goes beyond that. And sure enough, you can see this darker piece here. It does in fact do that. So I am all set. I can pick this up, take it to my sewing machine, and go ahead and sew on this line.